Britain is in the grip of a housing crisis of a sort not seen before, where even the most unexpected people are losing their homes. An investment banker now sleeps rough in Croydon.
I used to come here with my mum when she was still alive. I used to play tennis on those tennis courts, not expecting this.
A small business hit trouble and now the bank is taking the family home.
Something that's taken years and years and years to build up. And it's just gone.
A grandmother who's worked all her life. Then she got cancer, had to quit her job, and now the bank is taking her home too.
I never thought I'd get to 52 and be homeless. Sorry.
With more people becoming homeless and fewer homes being built, tens of thousands of families are trapped in temporary accommodation, often living in squalid conditions.
When we go to sleep at night, we scratch and scratch and scratch, and in the morning we wake up and big dots all over us. We've been bitten.
Every 2.5 minutes in Britain today, someone is threatened with losing their home.
They've got in the door and they're taking all our stuff out. Our 5-year-old crying her eyes out.
Get out! Get out until we're out!
I grew up on a council estate up north. Lee grew up in a flat. Both lovely families, can't complain. But to have this, it's been absolutely lovely. And to see what we've done, what we've built up by working hard, it's quite surreal actually when you think from what we started. But yeah, definitely a dream that became reality for a while.
Lee and Sharon bought their dream home in Redbridge 10 years ago for just under £500,000 with a 100% mortgage and monthly payments of £2,000. The profits from Lee's engineering business easily covered it.
The business was doing well. We was able to afford the mortgage to get a bigger house, and it allowed us to do what we've done for the last 10 years or so. Everything was going fine from the basics since we moved into the house.
But when his main client stopped paying last year, Lee's engineering business collapsed, from almost £1 million a year turnover to nothing. Since then, Lee's been unemployed and trying to find work.
You feel like sometimes, why am I bothering doing this? But at the end of that, you've got to, because I'm still getting the phone calls from the mortgage company, and it just kicks you back into action. You've got to go and try and find something, because without it, you've got the expense of losing your family home hanging over you.
Lee hoped he'd be able to agree a plan with the Bank of Scotland to save the house, and he cut back on spending to pay for it.
We did have 2 cars. We sold one of the cars to try and lower costs a little bit. And to be perfectly honest with you, we didn't get a lot of money for the car, but that paid for Christmas. Stuff like that happens, and that's sort of stuff you do when you're a lot younger, and you look back at it and laugh about it. But when you're my age with 2 kids, a family, and your house around you, it's not fun. It really isn't fun.
The Bank of Scotland rejected the proposed payment plan and took them to court to repossess the house.
Some days I just want to walk away and not look back. At 3 o'clock in the morning, when you're awake and you're thinking, oh my God, what do we do? Where do we go? How do we get through this? It came with no envelope, just in the porch. It's quite upsetting really, just to think that that's all they can do, can't knock, can't hand it to us. And it made me feel quite sick, actually. That's it now. It's real. It's happening. What I do not want is the girls to be here when they come knocking on that Monday morning. That can't happen. And it's just so unfair. Sorry. Okay, see you later.
Lee and Sharon paid their mortgage for more than 9 years. But in 6 weeks' time, the family will lose their home. Almost 150,000 homes have been repossessed since the recession began in 2009. Dagenham in Essex is Britain's repossession capital. Here, lenders have started proceedings on 1 in every 119 homes. Patricia Taylor bought her council house with her husband in 1997.
In the wilderness.
Originally worth £54,000, her home is now valued at £180,000. She lives alone, but looks after her grandchildren while their parents are at work.
Look. A bit lower, but look at that tongue. Black.
3 years ago, Patricia's husband left her and she fell behind on the mortgage. Then last year she became ill and soon the arrears grew to £9,000.
My marriage broke down unexpectedly, really. Then I got cancer, so I wasn't working, so I couldn't pay the mortgage. And I did try. It wasn't because I didn't try. I don't know anybody in the position to give me the money to pay it or lend the money. So when there's billions of pounds owed everywhere in the world, my £9,000 is a bit insignificant, but they want their house back, so that's it.
Oh, it's cold, isn't it?
For more than a year, Patricia has been having regular treatment for her breast cancer.
It's been about a year and 2 months. We've been here every month for at least 3 times. A lot of times.
I don't mind coming, because they're keeping me alive.
Patricia told Barclays she was undergoing treatment for cancer and offered to pay the £37 a week interest out of her benefits. But the bank took her to court and sought possession of her home.
Okay, ready?
Ready. So it does make it a bit stressful, but I don't think it does you any favours if you get depressed and too far down. I don't think it's conducive to getting better for this. But I have had some really bad days. Normally take things in my stride, like just breast cancer makes things a bit chaotic. It would be a bit more helpful if I wasn't having my house repossessed at the same time. So I get to that stage and I just think, oh God, thanks. I'm to try and keep upright. It's just really weird. It affects me all of a sudden. Like, aye. Snuggle up on my old settee under me snuggly blanket. The eviction will take place on the 15th of August at 9 AM. You should arrange to leave the property with your belongings before this date and time. Well, that looks like it's D-Day. That's it. End of an era. Barclays can have their little house. Rubbish. Rubbish.
Since the recession started in 2009, there has been a large increase in the number of people who find themselves in financial trouble and at risk of becoming homeless. Over 50,000 households are currently living in temporary accommodation. Councils in towns across the country are overwhelmed, and nowhere more so than in London and the South East. Croydon Council now has more than 2,000 households in temporary accommodation, an increase of 34% on last year. After 2 years out of work and on job seekers allowance, Nick Bull managed to get himself a job.
It's 3:25 in the morning. Some people don't just go in bed this time, aren't they?
Now he works 6 days a week as a bus driver to support a family of 6, often driving all night.
It's very important because I was unemployed for so long. Getting a job has just made me feel a lot better. This is the main thing, is keeping your job really. There's not many jobs out there.
The last few years have been tough for Nick and his family. They built up substantial rent arrears on their council house. In March this year, they were evicted by the council. The family was put into emergency accommodation, all 6 of them in a 1-bedroom flat.
It's going to drip on your clothes.
I don't know why they put us in this flat. They knew that we had like 6 people. No, 6 because... 7 people. And they put us in a 1-bedroom flat when they could have put us in a 2-bedroom flat in the corner.
Housing regulations require a family of this size to have at least 3 rooms suitable for sleeping. Putting 6 of them in such a small flat amounts to unlawful overcrowding.
Well, my mum keeps breaking down, so I think it is.
What does that mean, breaking down?
She's crying. When we go to sleep at night, like, we feel like all bumpy stuff coming onto our skin, and we like scratch and scratch and scratch, and in the morning we like wake up and there's all like big dots all over us. We've been bitten.
Croydon Council has spent 6 months investigating Nick and Rachel's case and deciding whether by building up arrears the family made themselves intentionally homeless. And as they wait for the council's decision, the children have not been to school.
So bored. All I do is play my Xbox and that's it.
What about school?
No school.
Why not?
Because my mum's trying to find me one.
The hostel has no washing machine, so while Rachel looks after the children, Nick takes the washing for all 6 of them to the laundrette. It's an extra £30 a week.
Oh. I'll tell you, this laundrette gets further away every time. Well, the rent on that place, just for that 1-bedroom flat, which has got nothing in it. It's saying it's meant to be furnished, but you've got an old broken wardrobe, everything, it's rubbish. It's like £230 a week they charge for it. You know, you could get a 2-bedroom flat in Croydon, fully furnished for that price, with everything in it, everything. I do like, some days I just want to go, but you can't, can you? I just want to go, well, pack the job in, let's go and live in a tent on the field, but, you know, you can't do that.
Kids are going to have to go and say bye-bye to Daddy because he's off to work.
Hang on, mate.
Mummy, I've got David Beckham on my team.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wow.
When did you finish?
I finished about 1:10 in the morning, so I'll probably try and get the bus home, get 2 night buses home, and it's going to be like 2:02 by the time we get in.